All right, so today we've got another sawmill job. It's gonna be a walnut tree. We got the truck all loaded up, ready to go. All the tools. Went through my pre-departure checklist. Got the mill in here. And it's ready to go. Should be a fun day. All right, so the project today is this walnut tree. Got a bunch of pieces over there. This one right here though, we're gonna try and quarter saw. So it's gonna look something like this when we're done. We're gonna bring it into thirds, come down like this. See how it goes. So what we're doing right here is we're cutting the log into thirds. That top piece is going to be just what the mill can handle, about 6.5, 7 inches, and we'll set that aside, as you can see we're doing right here. Occasionally I had to trim the log to get it to fit, because we maxed out the mill with this particular log and the next one. But yeah, we cut another third off the top. And the idea with quarter sawing is to get the growth rings to be perpendicular to the board, so they're standing straight up. And you may notice that my drawing is a little bit off on the end of the log there, but that's just because I rotated it slightly to get it to fit through the mill better. The actual drawing doesn't matter so much as getting these cuts as perpendicular as possible to the mill. Here I'm taking off about 7 inches on the top so that I can do full width cuts of this board that I just laid down. So I couldn't do, with that piece I took off there, I couldn't have done a full 25 or 26 inch cut, because my mill can only slab up to 23 or 24 inches, I think. So that's why we took that piece off, and we'll quarter saw that afterwards. Here we've got the 2 thirds that we took off earlier, tipped up on end with the grain perpendicular to the saw blade. And we're just going down and taking off boards as we go. Some of these boards will have to be ripped with a table saw, but as you get closer and closer to the heart, it gets more and more perpendicular. Really, really incredible tree. I thought originally it was black walnut by the end of the log, because it was fairly dark, and the bark looked a little bit like walnut. Having cut it open though, I'm thinking it might be elm. I know most elms nowadays are gone, but I don't really know what else it might have been. It had that distinctive pinkish purplish hue that elm has, but the grain was spectacular, and it was spalted too. This piece right here, the customer actually didn't know that it was this enormous crotch piece here. So what we had to do was cut it off to get it to fit on the mill. And you might be thinking, oh man, what a waste of the crotch grain right there. But that thing was rotten right down the center, so it ended up being best for the log and best for the mill. And then I'm just trimming it down to fit on the mill a little better and trying to get some of that rot off. And then I'll come through with my smaller chainsaw and cut the top off there, just so that it'll fit through the mill again. Loading it up on the mill with the tractor is always a delicate operation, especially since my tractor is not a hydrostatic transmission, it's geared. It's a hydraulic shuttle, so either it's moving or it's not. I had to notch the log out a little bit to get my sawmill to travel down. And then for this, the grain was just so beautiful that the customer wanted the whole rest of the log slabbed to make tables or some sort of furniture. And here I am just trimming the ants and the rot out. It's the first two 8-foot logs done. One was a massive crotch piece. These boards and slabs look absolutely amazing. I think this might be elm. Not sure though. 8 feet long, 9/4 slabs, 1-inch boards. Amazing. Finished up the day with a bunch of smaller pieces that he had saved, including this one, which was a nice, really nice crotch figure. Cutting out some of the rot on these, seeing what was salvageable, what wasn't, from what was left in the pile. Just trying to maximize the day for him. On some of these boards we did find some ants, so I had to set them aside and put that in a whole separate pile. Keep all the ants and termites and all the little critters out of that really nice lumber. I think it's elm. I'm really not sure, but got a lot of really nice lumber in here. A lot of 1 1/8 inch boards, some 5/4, a good amount of 9/4 slabs. It's a good amount of lumber. Well, that's the end of the job for today. Taking the sawmill home. Got some logs that I'm disposing of for the customer. And then I'll show you down here. Customer wants this spot cleaned up, so we're going to be pulling all these rounds out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that log should all fit in my truck bed tomorrow morning, no problem, as well as all this junk and then those offcuts right there. So that's all we have left in the morning, and then haul the trailer back home, or the tractor and the trailer rather. I really enjoyed this project. I enjoy all the sawmilling that I do. It's really neat to see what can be salvaged from just logs laying around people's yards, or recently taken down trees. This job was really interesting though because of the incredible lumber that these logs yielded. And sort of the mystery of trying to figure out what exactly this log was without the leaves or even the bark in some cases. It's difficult to tell, but my best guess is elm.